All right, guys, so MAGA is coping and seething over Donald Trump basically kissing Zohran's ass in front of the world in the White House. So I'm going to get to that in just a second. I've seen a bunch of... At first, they were all just like horrified and it couldn't bullshit and lie their way out of it. But over time, they settled on some spin that they ended up using. So we'll get to that in just a second. But first, let me remind everybody of what it was like in this meeting in the White House. So here's just some of the clips here. We'll take a look.
Mr. President, Republican Elise Stefanik has campaigned multiple times by calling Zohran Mamdani a jihadist. Do you think you're standing next to a jihadist right now in the Oval Office?
No, I don't, but she's out there campaigning, and, you say things sometimes in a campaign.
Oh my God. Just the casual admission like, I'm always bullshitting when I'm on the campaign trail. I don't mean a goddamn word of anything I say. That is such a damning admission. Holy shit, bro. That is so crazy.
You say things sometimes in a campaign.
Isn't that sort of
She's a very capable person, but you really have to ask her about that. But no, I don't particularly. I think I met with a man who's a very rational person. I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. And I can say again, because New York was great.
Why did you fly here? Aren't trains greener?
I'll use every form of transit, and I want to make sure that they're all affordable in New York City, and that's why making buses fast and free is a centerpiece of our campaign.
I love that. It was such a sad attempt at a gotcha. Why did you fly here? You get it? It's like do you even believe in climate change? You didn't even recycle that plastic bottle. Embarrassing. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, all conservative politics is just based on stupid fucking gotchas, you know? Because if you're familiar at all with the left, you would understand. We all know at this point, climate change is not an individual problem. It is a problem that can only be solved at the governmental level, at the societal level. Like, we need to retool society. And by the way, it's like a handful of corporations responsible for like 80% of the emissions. You need to fucking regulate them. It's not about like, grandma didn't recycle properly. Hypocrite much? Like, oh my God, shut the fuck up.
Making buses fast and free is a centerpice of our campaign.
Where's the bus that goes?
Well, but if he flew, that's a lot quicker too. You know, I mean, he's
Trump defending him?
working very hard for him to be. That's a very long drive. I'll stick up for you. You know, the plane takes
I'll stick up for you. You're really sexy. What? Did I say that out loud?
30 minutes and driving takes a long time.
It sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who betrayed the country. You said he would be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the President is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. Maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Oh, it's so funny. By the way, these are all conservative journalists trying to do the gotchas, and you could tell Trump doesn't like it. He doesn't want that. He's sitting there like, smiling, but like it's like almost like a don't do that kind of smile, right? And like all the conservative journalists, I use that term loosely, can't help themselves. Jack Posobiec does the same shit. He tries to do some gotcha, and then when Trump defends Zohran, he like goes like this and walks out of the room in shame.
Would you feel comfortable living in New York City under a Mamdani administration?
Yeah, I would. Especially after the meeting. Absolutely.
What makes you comfortable?
We agree on a lot more than I would have thought.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining.
And Zohran's like, all right, yep. Yeah, he's a fascist. We all know that.
I don't know.
He's getting the old backslap. It's all right. You can tell them I'm a fascist. Everybody knows I'm a fascist. You could just say it. It saves some time.
So is that a reduction from what you're at right now? Are you committing to maintaining the same level of cops?
I've committed over the course of the campaign to maintain the 35,000. That's the headcount that we had through the campaign.
And not replace them with caseworkers, social workers?
No, I've said that's the headcount that we want. What we need to do is make sure they can focus on serious crime.
And he just retained a great police commissioner, I believe, right?
Yes, we did. Commissioner Fish.
If the newspapers are correct.
That one they're correct about.
He retained, I think, somebody that is she's a good friend of some of the people in my family, of Ivanka, and they say she's really good, really competent, and he just retained her, so that's a good sign.
As a leader, Jeffries, have to follow his lead.
Well, look, I hope they have great leaders. This is a man that right now I think is focused in New York City. I really think he has a chance to do a great job. We're going to help him. but I really think he has a chance to do a great job. But I'll let you answer that. Do you consider yourself the leader of the Democrats? I think it's more appropriate for him.
I consider myself the next mayor of New York City, and I keep my horizons firmly on New York City, and I appreciate the meeting with the president, which focused again on the 5 boroughs and whether New Yorkers could afford to live there.
By the way, being the mayor of New York City is a big deal.
Absolutely.
I always said, one of the things I would love to be someday is the mayor of New York City. Being the mayor of New York, and especially now, because I think you're at really a turning point, one way or the other. It could go great, or it can go in a different direction. And I think you really have a chance to make it great. I appreciate it.
He can't. By the way, this is how. So the COPES started. The first one I saw that was like really coping over this is one of those like dumbass MAGA accounts that's probably based in Bangladesh, where they're like, President Trump made Zohran Mamdani stand next to him in the Oval Office. Ha! Embarrassing for Zohran. Embarrassing. It's like, what? If anything, first of all, I don't read too much into that in the first place, but if you're going to read anything into it, it's quite the opposite. It looks like Zohran's in the power position, and Trump's the one it looks like he's like kneeling at his side, right? So like, way to fucking just invert reality completely. And there was a lot of that, by the way. There was a lot of inverting reality. So let's start with this one. Ready? Steve Deese of the Steve Deese Show, or as I like to call him, Steve Deese Nuts in your mouth. He says, this was a rope-a-dope masterclass by Trump by welcoming Mamdani as he did, or what the Bible describes as pouring hot coals on your enemy's head with kindness. He set the Islamunist, I love that term, he set the Islamunist up to be the face of the Democrat failure in next year's midterms should he follow through on his wretched and vile campaign rhetoric. Wretched and vile! Universal child care. Oh, disgusting! Freezing the rent. Oh, gross. Fast and free buses. How dare you? That is vile and putrid. I can just see Trump on the stump next year. We gave him a chance. I was nice to him. My own side even criticized me for doing so. Then that Marxist SOB went out there and wrecked what was left of our greatest city. He is the Democrat Party, and we can't let Democrats do that to America. This is dinky Cope, bro. I've never seen Cope so thorough. And the reason I say that is there was reporting about how Trump's staffers in the White House, their jaws were on the ground, and they were like, holy shit, what is he doing? He's ruining it. Don't do this. Elise Stefanik, imagine being at Elise Stefanik campaign headquarters watching this. She was about to fucking commit seppuku. She was standing there with a sword like, should I do it? I think I should do it. Right into my sternum, right? I got to do something. They tried to release a statement after where she was like, actually, we disagree with President Trump. Zohran is a jihadist. What? No, a jihadist would be like Al-Qaeda, also known as the person Trump just welcomed into the Oval Office last week. The president of Syria, who was literally a member of Al-Nusra Front, which was literally a branch of Al-Qaeda. Okay? That's Al-Qaeda. Trump pardoned the guy who laundered money for Al-Qaeda, CZ. He's the crypto asshole who laundered money for Al-Qaeda. That's Al-Qaeda. There's more of an argument that Trump is a jihadist than fucking Zohran Mamdani is a jihadist, okay? But they can't help themselves. They have one gear, and it's always go 110% all the time, but they sound like deranged freaks in this moment. So, but you think, this was a grand master plan, a grand strategy of Trump. No, it's not. You gave him a fucking Mortal Kombat flawless victory on MSNBC. Now, Zohran's a lefty, so you would think on MSNBC they're like hostile to him because they like liberals, not lefties. No, on MSNBC they were like, holy shit, that was so crazy. I've never seen Trump act like such a cuck. I've never seen him be so nebbish. I've never seen him defer. And then they said, meanwhile, Zohran didn't back away from anything. He didn't back away from anything at all. It was a fucking masterclass. And then they were on Fox News. Brian Kilmeade was like, if I was JD Vance, I'd be a little bit scared here because it sounds like, Trump wants Zohran as his running mate, as his VP. They can try to spin it all they want. It's not going to fucking work. We all saw with our own 2 eyes what went down. Now, let me give you some more reporting here. So Charles Gasparino said the following. He is a Fox Business senior correspondent. He says this. The meeting between Donald Trump and Zohran Mamdani was brokered by a friend and supporter of Trump, a member of the New York City business community who has connections to people close to the mayor-elect. It was Mamdani who asked for the meeting, and Trump agreed as long as Mamdani agreed not to push his leftish agenda during the powwow, my sources say. Trump is said to believe that in order to continue with his deportation plans, he needs to show Mamdani that he's not hostile to him personally. He will give him a chance, as my source with direct knowledge put it. By the way, this is such bullshit. Trump has zero buy-in from any of the other Democratic governors around the country where he's illegally invading the states and sending in red state National Guardsmen and the military. He has no buy-in from them. He's still fucking doing it. And now we're supposed to believe he cares about how Zohran Mamdani feels about the whole thing? This is so stupid. If Mamdani does turn far left, if he opposes deportation, Trump is prepared to say that he gave him a chance, and now it's game on with cuts in federal aid and ICE raids, my source says. Trump is also looking to sow discord in the Democratic Party, particularly on the left, that is already complaining to Mamdani about some of his recent, more centrist moves, like reappointing Jessica Tisch as police commissioner. Plus, Trump loves to be unpredictable. He knew the Dem leadership was predicting a fight, story developing. Again, this is all such immense cope. So, I haven't liked some of Zohran's recent moves. I didn't like the police commissioner that he kept. I didn't like what he said about Hakeem Jeffries, how he wants Hakeem Jeffries to continue to be the Democratic leader. But having said that, I was still fucking laughing about this and enjoying this. It was amazing to watch. It's like, holy shit, Trump is bending the knee to a leftist. So any sort of divide and conquer shit, I really did not see many, if any at all, actually. Maybe I saw one, maybe two liberals who were using this to somehow attack Zohran, right? But it was, like I said, on MSNBC, they were fucking singing Zohran's praises and saying this is amazing, and Trump bent the knee, and Trump humiliated himself, and every lefty I saw was saying the same shit. So, no, I don't know. This also strikes me as cope. That now, after the fact, Trump doesn't like, the backlash that he's seeing, and so now the minions are running out there to try, oh no, this was actually all part of the grand plan. Oh, was it? No, I think the reality of the situation is Trump, as you all know, is a star fucker. He's a star fucker. He very famously loves winners, right? Zohran Mamdani, and he even said this in the meeting to me. You started at 0, then you went to 1, then you went to 4, then you went up to 12, and I said, this is getting interesting. So the guy came out of nowhere. He won. He's also very good looking, right? Let's be honest. Trump is id. He's a walking id. And the id was charmed by Zohran. Zohran went in there in politician mode. Zohran didn't go in there looking for a fight. He went in there in politician mode saying, Mr. President, I'm looking to lower the prices of groceries. I'm looking to deliver on our affordability agenda. I spoke to a lot of people in New York who supported you, and they say the reason they supported you is because of affordability. They thought you'd deliver on that, and that's why they're with you. And all he did was go in there like a politician. Oh, I like how that sounds. Oh, some of your people voted for me. Oh, I like that. That's very nice. So he got played. He got fucking played. But this is the right coping and seething over the fact that Trump got fucking played. Now, I will say this, and I think everybody understands this to one extent or another. If you think this is going to last, you're wrong. It's not going to last. Trump, of course, is going to turn on Zohran. He turns on fucking everybody. And of course, he's going to try to fuck with Zohran and fuck with New York City and withhold their funding and probably send in the ICE Gestapo thugs. It's only a matter of time. But I guess in Zohran's mind, maybe he tried to buy himself a little bit of time before that happens, right? But that's where we're at. That's where we're at with this thing. And it is so funny that it kind of reminds me of the Biden debate in this sense. When the Biden debate happened and he just completely and utterly shit the bed, there was a half a day there where everybody had to acknowledge the reality. In fact, on MSNBC, I think somebody literally said there's only so much spinning we can do. So this was a moment like that. For half a day, everybody was telling the truth. Oh my God, that was really horrible for Joe Biden. Then after that, some of the spin came in. Oh, actually, it wasn't that bad and this and that, right? This is the same thing. For half a day, you got everybody, right wing, left wing, center, it didn't matter. Everybody was like, holy shit, Trump embarrassed himself, right? And Zohran came out looking like the man. But now, it's been more than half a day. Now it's, oh, no. This was actually part of Trump's grandmaster plan. He's actually playing chess as Zohran is playing checkers. Really? Really? Nonsense. But anyway, there you have it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.